absolutely like just so amazing for me over the last few years. So for those of you that know me, that we have worked together, we're friends, we're connected, thank you for joining me. For those of you that are new to me, I'm going to explain a little bit about the Coffee with Universe process, how it kind of came to me, and then what you can kind of expect over the next, hopefully you can stay the whole time. If not, this is being recorded. It will be sent out via email. But this is now my third year, going into my third year that I have done this process. And the last 2 years have been so amazing and so magical, the way that I have done this process. And I've talked to my clients, of course, about it time and time again. And they're like, Amber, you should teach this. You should share this process. Can you do a workshop on this? Can you do a master class? And so I literally just kind of threw together this workshop, and I'm so excited to take you through this process. So here's what you need to know about our time together today. I want you raising your hand. I want you asking questions. I want you, anything that you're stuck in, anything that you have questions around, it can all be related to how we're planning for 2018, what you want your life and business to look like, maybe something that you're stuck in, something you're struggling in. This is not just me sitting here teaching and training on this process. I want this to be highly engaged. I want to be here to serve and support you during this time as well. So don't hold back. Don't be afraid to raise up your hand. Don't be afraid to ask me to re-clarify or to touch into something, because that's what we're here for, ladies. So let me just give you a little bit about how Coffee with Universe came to me. So I can almost tell you almost to the day exactly. It was in September of 2015. And I had been on this pretty much most of the year 2015 looking for this routine, looking for this morning ritual, this way that I could start off my day and be aligned and focused and motivated. And I was watching everything from Tony Robbins and reading the Tim Ferriss's the 10-hour work week or whatever it was. I was massively consuming content from gurus who claimed to have this process down of how they were going to have their most successful day, life, business ever, right? They all effing sucked. Every single one of them. I didn't like any of them. Some of them were telling me I needed to get up at 5 a.m. and I needed to work out, and then I needed to meditate, and then I needed to eat something specific, and then I needed all of this by 7 a.m. and I couldn't have coffee. And I was not happening. This is not happening. So I remember just feeling frustrated because I wanted something. I knew I needed something. And I was sitting at my desk, and I was drinking, I'm a huge coffee drinker, for those of you who don't know that. I was drinking my coffee, and I was I'm going to create my own. I'm going to create my own ritual, my own routine. And I got up from my desk, I grabbed my keys, and I went to Barnes & Noble. And I remember I literally, I'm not kidding you, I pushed open the doors like something out of a movie. I was pushed the doors, and I was the journal I'm about to buy is going to change my life. It's going to change my business. And I literally set that intention the moment I walked in through Barnes & Noble. And I went over to the Starbucks in there. I got a new cup of coffee, and I walked around and I looked at the journals for about an hour, and I finally landed on this one. And they still have it there if you guys, they still have it there. I just saw it there a couple days ago. And I bought it, and I went back to my office, and the first words I remember just feeling, I was I'm going to have coffee with the universe. And I sat down and I started just kind of journaling what some of my questions were that I had. What action should I be taking right now in my business? What are my goals and intentions that I really have? And I just started jamming them all out, journaling them all out. And Coffee with the Universe was born. It really started happening. And I still have like all of these like notes from like my first few days. It was just magical. It was like instantly started happening. So what I really kind of came to is that I had this like 3-step process that works for me. Now this might not work for you, and that's like, if you've worked with me, like, you know this about me. I'm going to tell you to find your own way that feels good to you. I'm never going to tell you you have to follow my steps or follow my formula. That's bullshit. You need to follow what feels good for you. And I found that this process, this framework, is what feels best for me. So what I started doing was I started writing down my desires. And I started writing them in the form of really positive affirmations. And then after I would read through and I would feel through these positive affirmations, I would close my eyes and I would do some creative visualization. So let's say one of the ones that I did that was amazing was I wanted to take my family on this Disney trip. So I would go in and I would like visualize like me and my family having this like Disney experience. And then the third step in my process was I would just give space to allow the universe to deliver messages. I would just give this space to listen and to feel like this connection to my higher self, the universe, my guides, God, whatever label feels good for you, you put there. But for me, it was really this time that I could listen to what the universe had to say. And it changed my life. It completely changed my life. It's completely changed my business in amazing and miraculous ways almost every single day. So over the next however long, 2 hours, who knows, I'm going to share with you how I not only use this process on a daily basis, but now I have come to create an annual process that I go through, which I'm going to do live here with you on how I create these affirmations that carry over with me for the entire year. So this is something not only do I do this daily, but I have this yearly practice. And so we're going to go through that. I also want to help you understand, because this is a question I get a lot, how to talk to the universe and how to listen. Because a lot of times when I talk to people about this process, they're like, well, I must be doing it wrong because I don't hear anything, or I don't get great ideas like you do. And to that, I'm just going to say BS. It is not unique to me. Everybody has access to the universe the same way that I do. And so I want to help you understand that this connection point that you have each day with the universe, it's not cookie cutter. It's not going to sound the same every day. It's not going to feel the same. It's not going to look the same way every single day. It's unique every single day, the way that the universe will deliver messages during this Coffee with the Universe time. So I think the first thing I want to show you, so number one, so this was my first year. This was my first planner. This was my 2016 version. And this was my 2017 version. And this year I'm changing it up a little bit. And I actually bought a bigger style journal planner, because what I have really found is that when I'm doing this process and I'm doing the journaling, I'm getting a lot of to-do lists. I get a lot of to-do items from the universe. And that's one thing that I want to talk to you guys about too, is that I think a lot of times people are going, well, all I'm getting is like what I need to do and things I need to focus on and what's on my to-do list. And I am here to tell you that that is not a bad thing. The universe is saying to you, get this done, get this off your to-do list. It's causing you angst, it's causing you frustration, it's causing you to wake up in the middle of the night going, oh, I need to do that, oh, I need to do that. So of course the universe is going to bring it up to you and saying like, hey, this item needs to get done today. So this year, I'm going to do my best to kind of show you what it looks like. So I find a lot of things come in the form of a to-do list. So this is just like regular lined paper. And then I bought these inserts, what I thought were really cool inserts that say to do. And so as I connect in with the universe, as I'm doing my journaling, as I'm feeling through what I need to be taking positive action on, what's coming in, I'm also going to be able to document what needs to be done from a to-do list standpoint. One of the ways that I've done this in the past is I've just had like a note, like I just write it in my journal, and then I have to go back into my journal and I have to get, okay, like what did I read through? What was I supposed to do? And then I'm like transferring those notes onto like my to-do list. So now this year I'm really combining my to-do list and Coffee with the Universe all in one. Hopefully it works. I feel like it's a much more efficient way instead of having like back and forth. Efficiency and simplicity in this process is really important to me. Very important to me, because like I don't just walk in, like I must have went to 10 stores at least, looking for the right journal. What you guys have to see is I personally spend 365 days a year with this thing. It's in my purse. It's on my desk. It gets spilled on. My dogs chew on it, if you can see. Like, this thing goes everywhere with me. This is like my personal like business Bible. It really is. My life Bible in the same way. And so I want something like I take the time. I'm very mindful because I want to spend time with it. I want to enjoy. I want it to open easy. Like I found this gorgeous one. It had like a purple universe. It was gorgeous. And it had this like snap closure thing. And as much as I wanted to buy it, I knew I would not spend as much time with it as I would if I could just easily and quickly open this up like I could with this. So it does make a difference, in my opinion, how much you enjoy what you're going to be writing in, because you're going to be spending some time with it. Yes, it is called Tool, T-U-L. And I got it at Office Max, and they actually have like a ton of different inserts. They have like grid paper. They have all kinds of different stuff that you can put inside. I went with like the traditional lined space and then added in the to-do list pages. So that's why I chose the planner that I did. The other thing that I just wanted to share with you a little bit is the way that I do my money, because people ask me about this all the time. As most of you might know, I used to be a financial planner. I used to do investments and insurance. I'm very mindful about money and the way that I use my money magic process. So I do money separate from Coffee with the Universe. And you can see like dog paws again. So this is the Cambridge edition. This was my one from 2017. What I like about this one is that there is, you can kind of see, there is this is probably my favorite spot, is that at the beginning, there is for every single month, a spot going 1 through 31. So I can track my income every single day. And you can see it. This is my 2017. I've tracked my income every single day. That's all my income from 2017. So I cannot stress to you enough that this process of going through this and tracking your income every single day makes a big difference. You're being mindful of your money every single day. You're taking a positive look at it every single day. You're not avoiding money. So I really wanted to share this with you. And I went and I bought the exact same, and I got this at Office Max too. I bought the exact same version for 2018 because I loved this so much for 2017. So you can kind of see what it looks like blank. You can kind of see what it looks like blank. I love this process. I love spending time with my money on Mondays. But I am pretty good about going in on a daily basis and writing in income and having a moment of gratitude for whatever income is coming in. Client payments, unexpected income, it's all in here. I can see what months were my best months. And now I have this history, right? For money specifically, I have history. I don't know if Erin Shank is on here or not. I have some messages coming in Facebook, it looks like, about people not able to find the link to join. If somebody could go into Coffee with the Universe and share the link to join us here, I would truly appreciate it. I'm in a zone, so I'm not, the link was out there in a bunch of places, but, okay, so now I have this like framework from 2017. I can now look and say, okay, January was my probably like third to fourth best month of the year last year. So I know exactly how much I made every single month. Now I can kind of like start to plan for January. How can I increase? Like, how am I going to increase? How am I going, how am I going to exceed that? So if you don't have a way that you're tracking your money now, I strongly encourage you. I wasn't even going to like do this as part of like this process, but money is such an important piece to being an entrepreneur, being a human. Like, it's a big piece of our life. So I just wanted to share this process with you as well. And then the last thing that I have just a regular notebook that I will use. It's like Spark, of course, like all my stuff has to match my brand. It's just a sparkly, like regular wide rule notebook. And this is how I will literally manage my business for all of 2018. It does not have to be more complex than this, ladies and gentlemen. Elvin, I think you're the only dude here. Let's all give Elvin like a big round of applause for being like the only dude that like showed up with his awesome ass wife. So I just want you to see that it can literally be that simple. It doesn't have to be spreadsheets and Excel. Like, if you're one of those people, that's fantastic. You can, I'm sure, incorporate some of this into there. But that is how I have ran my business. That is how I have come up with my best business ideas. That's how I get clarity around how to support my clients. It can be that simple and that soulful. So any questions? So I'm just going to kind of scroll. Either wave at me, raise your hand. If you have any questions at this point about the journaling, the pages, the to-do list, the process, we're going to go through it deeper. But again, this is for you. This space, this time is for you. Don't be shy. Like, I know almost every single one of the faces in here. Like, this is a safe and supportive place for you to ask questions about your goals, your entrepreneurship journey, your 2018. So don't be afraid to raise your hand along the way as we go through this journey. I'm going to do my best to kind of check in the chat box, but also like feel free along the way to ask questions as well. That's important to me that you guys are engaged and getting what you need most. So let's move on to, and I'm a little nervous. I'm like, if you guys know me, like, I am not normally nervous, right? And today I'm a little nervous because of how like intimate this process like really is for me. Like, this is something that is very sacred to me. This is like open, like I'm like being an open book for you today, like what my financial goals are, what I've done like in my business financially. So definitely like this is a little like I'm being definitely very vulnerable here, but was really urged, like I said, the universe, my guides, and from my clients to share this part, to share this. So okay, so the first thing in setting up yourself for success in 2018 that I want you to think about is a GPS. Now, if you think about a GPS, before you can know where you are going, you have to know where you are at. And so a lot of times this time of year, we are very anxious to be done with this and moving on to the next. And before you do that, I want you to really take a good look at your GPS right now for your life and business of where you are at. I want you to take a reflective moment and look back at 2017 and think about, like, you know, there's lots of different ways you can do this. I tend to write myself a letter that I can just kind of like tuck away, and we'll be able to read at the end of, like, I have one from last year that I wrote to myself, which is saying, like, look how great you did. Remember all of these things. Remember all of these wins. Remember all of these successes. Look at where you are and feel grateful no matter what your circumstances are for where you are. Because before you can go to where you want to go and to your next destination, guys, you've got to know where you're at. One of the things that you can also incorporate in that is 3 things that maybe like your top 3, you know, like, I don't know if you any David Letterman people, but you know, he does like his top 10. Do your top 10 things that went amazing for 2017, and maybe your top 10 things that you are no longer going to tolerate in 2018. Things that you are ready to release, things you are ready to let go of. And again, maybe you're a checklist person. Write this out in checklist. Maybe you're much more of a soulful person and would love to write yourself a letter on this, like the way that I do it. Maybe it's just bullet points of, you know, things that happened, a recap of 2017. The point of this part of the exercise is to know exactly where you are so that you can move forward. So this part is really, really important. The next thing that I'm going to get into, and then, like I said, either tuck it away, think of it like somebody, I saw somebody that took my process of that last year, and they put it in a sealed envelope, kind of like a time capsule, and they read it like a year later. So you can kind of think of it like time capsule also. All right, so now I hope you guys all have your journal with me. We are going to now get into the actual creation of the goals and intentions, your affirmations for 2018. So the first thing that I recommend doing is blocking off about, how many pages did I do here? I did about 10 pages that I blocked off in my journal where I was not going to be doing any journaling, but I was kind of doing my prep work and my affirmations and my goals and my intentions. So you want about the first, I would say, 10 to 15 pages of your journal kind of blocked off from where you're going to be doing your actual daily journaling. One of the things that I find for myself is I like to go back and put updated content. Like, there's nothing worse than that I have no space there. So block off 10 to 15 pages so that you can, throughout the year, throughout this time together, have some space at the front for kind of like your own personal instruction manual, your affirmations, all those things that we're going to be creating here. So the other thing that I like to do is I like to, throughout the space, throughout the entire space, plug in some of my favorite inspirational quotes, reminders. Some people are very visual. You might want to paste in, like, think of it like a vision board. I don't personally do this, but you could do this. You could put in pictures of trips you want to go on, or a new car you want, or the bank account balance that you want. So really kind of make this like your, like I said, kind of like your business Bible, as much as I'm not like attached to the word Bible. It tells you what I'm trying to say with that, right? So the first part of, so I'm just going to share with you, first page, when you open up my Coffee with the Universe, any questions on this? First of all, let me just stop. Any questions before I keep going? For the sake of conversation, if you have questions, could you please type them in the chat box, just because we've got about 50 people on it, but instead of trying to scroll through pages, just put questions, comments, anything like that in the chat box would be awesome. Okay, so first thing that I want to show you is how do I want to say this? This is my go-to guide when I am stuck, when I am in a funk, when my vibration is low, when things aren't working, when I'm feeling like I'm going uphill, when I have what's wrote out to remind me that times are going to get tough. And this is the way to get out of the tough times, is by following this formula, okay? So the first thing that I have is this reminder to me that says, feel and focus on what I desire and why I want it. And yes, it's absolutely that, Eva. It's my what the fuck I'm stuck list. It's like when I am completely just at a loss, not sure, I like to come here. I also like to come here just for inspiration, just to be reminded. And so that's the first thing that I have, is like my reminder of focus on what I want and why I want it. The next thing that I have wrote down is my 3-step process, because even though I do this all the time, when I'm in a tizzy, it can be really easy to be stuck. It can get really easy to just spiral downward and keep going down and stay pissed off or stay wherever. And so these 3 steps really remind me. I'll read them through here. And it's read through desires, intentions, and affirmations and feel it. It's give a few minutes to do creative visualization and see it. And then step number 3 is meditate, wait for inspired to-do list from the universe, and do it. So that is my 3-step process. It's feel it, see it, do it. The next thing that I have wrote down, and this is a reminder that I have to give myself, which is why I have it wrote down here, is how am I measuring success? For me, I have to measure success emotionally, and I also have to measure success financially. Those are my 2 ways. And then I just put, like, I like to measure financial success on a monthly basis, not necessarily on an annual basis, but on a monthly basis. That feels best for me. So again, these are all reminders here to just say, all right, like it's a bad day, step 1. This is like my step 1, is to come and visit here. Now, the next thing that I have documented down here, and this is super important, is the full moon calendar and the new moon calendar. I don't care if you're woo-woo. I don't care if you're spiritual. I don't care if you're tapped in, tuned in, intuitive, psychic. I don't care. The moon controls the tides. Our bodies are like 90% water. We are affected by the moon, you guys. If you ask any nurse, if you ask teachers, they will tell you, like, people are crazy, there are so many reasons to pay attention to the full moon, okay? I did not realize how affected I was by the full moon until I started documenting all of the full moons. And so in the moment where I'm like, why am I feeling like this? I'm so frustrated. I can come here and I can see, like, oh my God, it's a full moon. Like, I can't tell you how many times that's made things make sense for me. The other thing, and this is going to apply to probably everybody except Elvin, is I track my cycle, because I am extremely, like, tapped and tuned in during different times of the month. So it is important that you can document that here. So I have this here. This helps me, like, be reminded, like, oh yeah, that's right. That's why I might be feeling like this. So these are great reminders for me that sometimes there's something bigger. Sometimes, like, there's something energetically that's shifting that's bigger. And so these are really great reminders for me, and can sometimes, like, in that moment, I'll just be like, oh, that's what's going on. And I already feel better because I know I'm not crazy. Like, I already feel better in a moment by knowing this is happening or this is coming or whatever. So ladies, I cannot stress, Elvin, you're throwing everything off. You're just going to like, I'm just saying ladies from like, I got to do it. Sorry. So I cannot stress the, like how many times this has really helped me. Really has. Okay, let's see. Wendy, you had your hand raised. Feel free to unmute yourself and let's hear your question, sister.
I didn't. I was playing with my computer. Sorry.
No. So no actual question?
Not right now. Not yet.
All right. I thought I saw it go up. So anybody else, like feel free, again, like anytime. Like I want this interactive. I want you. Okay. So Jennifer says, what cycle of the moon should we write down? Totally up to you. I tend to just track full moon. Some people might track new moon. I tend to feel more energized. My anxiety gets a little bit higher around full moon energy. I try to also schedule time with my clients as often as I can during the full moon because I am so tapped in. I have so many creative ideas. So as you can kind of like start to see, maybe you're the opposite though. Just because I'm that way doesn't mean you're going to be that way. And we're going to talk a little bit more about how to track those things. I call it your light level. But you're going to be able to see, like once you start going through this process and you're spending time with this and yourself every day, you're going to be able to start documenting and tracking for yourself exactly how your energy shows up for you, your cycle is. We all have an energy pattern. Every single one of us has an energy pattern. And by starting to document it and pay attention to things like that, you will uncover your energy pattern. I guarantee you if you do it consistent. Now remember, I've been doing this for like almost 2.5 years now. So I have like, I'll give you an example. I can tell you that on August 20th, 2016, my light level was an 8. I was feeling on fire. I was feeling optimistic. Energy was shifting. I was super excited. I was about to hit my goal. And I asked the universe, what can I do today to take inspired action? Like I have this to look back at for 2016. I have the same kind of stuff for all of 2017. So I've really taken the time to identify my pattern for myself. It makes a big difference in how you're able to show up for yourself, for your spouse, for your kids, for your clients. It makes a big difference. It really does. So, so that is page 1. And like I said, I pre-wrote that like last year. I will pre-write the same thing. And I'm always kind of like, of course, like kind of adding to, you know, I pre-wrote the full moon calendar, but this next page is where I really want to take some time with you. I want this to be an interactive part of this workshop, is where I have wrote out, hold on, I'm just going to, this is where I had wrote out my 2017 words that I wanted to be reminded of. So don't feel like you just have to pick one word. I picked 3. I'm going to share with you my 2018 words because these are just why I chose them. So the 3 words that I chose for 2018 are gifted or gifts, grounded, and gratitude. And I really am feeling for myself that for 2018 that I have to have all 3 of those elements or I am not going to say yes to it. I have to be able to use my gifts. I have to be able to stay grounded, and I want to feel gratitude. And if it doesn't meet that criteria, I am not doing it for everything, for clients that I'm taking on, for friendships, for my partner, for my husband, for my kids, for my community. If it does not meet those 3 things, I am not going to say yes to it. Those are my 3 words for so many levels. So I encourage you to like think that through for yourself. Like think about your values, what's important to you. Like don't just think of these as like your words for 2018, but really your overall theme for yourself, right? That's what I want you to lock into. What did you say? Oh, yeah. No, love you guys too. Bye, Elvin. Bye, Ellie. So really think about these less as like words and more about like this is a theme for you. The next thing that I have so anybody have anything that they're stuck in for words for themselves, themes for themselves for 2018? Definitely share here. Like this is, I might be able to help kind of come up with something for you. And then this is probably my most important page of my annual planning process. I will say that again. This page is more important to, like, if my house was burning down, I would rip this page out and run out of my house before I would grab most of these. I really would. Okay, so here's what I have. It is the most simple question. It is the most simple statement possible. And it says, how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? That is it. And then right below it are the emotions that I want to feel as often as possible. And I'm going to read with you mine. Now, yours might be very different. I have passionate. I want to feel exhilarated. I want to feel positive adrenaline. I want to feel lit up. I want to feel grateful. I want to feel present. I want to feel enjoyment. I want to feel belly laughing. I want to feel creativity. I want to feel ignited. I want to feel pleasure. I want to feel playful. I want to feel frisky. I want to feel surprised. And I want to feel inspired. Now, most of those will be carrying over with me in 2018. Some of the others that I added were, I want to feel empowered and I want to feel nourished. So those are also a few that, the other word that I've really been, I'm even going to write it down. I want to feel spacious. I love when I have space to go deeper, to go, one of my big core messages that I'm going to be working with my clients on this year is the importance of letting go of the upper limit belief system that is out there, that we're up leveling, that it is such bullshit. We need to stop thinking about going to the up level, and we need to start thinking about going within and going to the soul level. And so that's a lot of the work that I'm going to be doing with my clients, going to that deeper, like, how does this feel? How do you want to feel? Making decisions in life and business based off of that versus, not that that's a lot different from what I've been doing, but I was striving for that next level, that up level feeling, like up, 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 up. And that's not what this is about. This is about going within. This is about going deeper versus going up. So I'm really shifting a lot of things with that in 2018 that I'm very excited about. So that will be included in how I want to feel. The next thing that I have wrote down that is so important is right below I have, how do I want to feel? I have all these like emotions that I want to change it up here. How do I want to feel? I have all of this here. And then right below this, I have, what can I do now to feel that way? What can I do now to feel that way? And this list, man, ladies, I'm telling you, when you are stuck, when you feel like quitting, when you want to throw in the towel, when you want to cry, when you want to punch somebody in the face, like, this is the list you need to go to. It really is. I call it my light level list, because when I can just, like, let's use a vibrational scale of a 1 to 10, because that's just what I use. You can make up your own. I use the scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the highest, like 10, I'm on fire and lit up, like shit's going great, like it's a fantastic day, right? 1 is like, forget it, I don't even want to get out of bed today. And when you have this like scale of 1 to 10, let's say you're feeling like a 2, right? You're just having an awful day. You're not getting along with your husband. Like your dog ran away and you have 0 money in the bank account, right? Like, let's say it's one of those days. Like, we've all had days like that, even if you're not married or whatever. We've all had days like that, right? So let's say you're having one of those days and you're feeling like a 1 or you're feeling like a 2. What I want you to see is that we are not looking to go from feeling like a 2 to feeling like a 10, like that. It's not going to happen. There's too much contrast. It's like trying to go from listening to like Marilyn Manson to listening to freaking Taylor Swift. Like, you can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't make that drastic of a switch. You want to go from feeling like a 2 to feeling like a 2.5. Because once you can feel just a little bit better, you can then go from feeling like a 2.5 to feeling like a 3. And I am here to tell you that there have been days when my light level has been pretty low, and I've been able to, by midday, to get to feeling like a 10 because I have focused on what feels a little bit better right now, what feels a little bit better right now, what feels a little bit better right now. That is way more important than anything else on your to-do list, is filling it with activities that raise your light level. So some of the ways that I do that, I'm going to share with you. So what can I do to feel that way now? Most of you have probably heard me talk about this. Like, hold on, I gotta take a drink. Gotta pause. I have to remember to like pause. Are you guys enjoying this? Good, okay. I'll keep going. So what can I do to feel that way now? Here are some of the things that I have listed. One for me is content creation. I love it when I can clear my desk, get my like favorite colored pens, some blank paper, and just sit and wait for a really good freaking idea to come in. A post to write, a workshop to host, an opt-in to design. It instantly takes me from feeling in a funk to getting a little bit higher. And remember, that's what we're looking for. We're just looking for the next emotion that feels a little bit better. I love to take showers. I love emotional freedom technique or tapping. I love doing creative visualizations. I love doing guided meditations or just straight up meditation. I love to play with, for those of you who don't know, I have my own like deck of oracle cards that I designed. I love to get out my cards and get some guidance and direction from my cards. I have a list ready to go of Abraham Hicks videos or like inspirational like videos on YouTube I can go watch. I'll look at pictures. I have like a really cute little kid. He's like 4. He's like my whole world. He's so freaking cute. I'll go and watch like videos of him from when he was like little. He's really sassy right now, so he's not as cute, but I will do, I love my dog. I'm like obsessed with my dog. For those of you that know, I have like a mini golden doodle. I'm like obsessed with her. I will just go and like spend time with my dog. I love to declutter. Sometimes I'll just clean my space. I'll energetically clear my office and I'll clean off my desk. I'll like wipe everything down. I'll like turn on my diffuser. I'll just really shift my attention and just kind of be mindful of my space. I love to color. I love like adult coloring books, and I get great ideas when I'm doing that. Like when I color, I get great ideas for my business. So I have a whole list here, and I encourage you to make a list of things that are fun for you, that feel good for you, and that match the emotions of how you ultimately want to feel. So for instance, one of my words is passionate. If you wrote down passionate, what is an activity that can make you feel passionate right now? It might be sex, honestly. Like, sex is a great way to like raise your vibration. It might be, for me, content creation, or to focus on my desires. That gets me really fired up. Like, oh yeah, here's again why I'm doing this. Here's my mission for myself. So it's really important that you have activities that match the way that you want to feel. A lot of times we think, well, when I have the money, then I can feel that way. When I have the clients, I'll feel that way. When I have the relationship, I'll feel that way. And if you guys know anything about law of attraction, it's exactly the opposite. When you believe it and you feel it is when you will see it. Okay? So this list is super important. At the bottom, I wrote out a couple things, a couple of my quotes, like reminders, not quotes, but like reminders I gave to myself. Fear does not attract wealth, success, or happiness. You've got to remember, when you are fearing, when you are worrying, when you are doubting, you're not only just doubting yourself, you're doubting the universe. And that is the quickest way to stop the manifesting process from happening. And that is what I have wrote right underneath it. Anxiety, doubts, and stress stop the manifesting process. So when I can go in and I can read that, I can be reminded of, Amber, you are not in the place to attract anything freaking good right now. What can you do to feel a little bit better? And this will get me going back in the right direction very quickly. Who has a question specific to this? To the emotions you want to feel, the activities, where you get stuck? Either A, raise your hand, or B, I'm going to go through and read through chat here. Okay, so, oh yeah, oh, I love that. You guys started sharing your words. Yeah, definitely. Share your words, magic, serendipity. Those are beautiful, Denise. Katya says, I have the feeling of fulfillment and clarity. What's the difference between my words and how I want to feel? Hold on just a second. So where are you, Katya? Oh my gosh, there's so many amazing people that joined on here. I had no ideas. There you are. Okay, thank you for raising your hand. Hi, my dear. How are you?
Hi, Amber. I'm fine, thanks. Yeah, I was just wondering, I was thinking about my words for the year, and then how I want to feel through the year. So for me, it's a bit similar.
It can be, yeah, absolutely. It doesn't have to be different. It can be the same thing. They should be aligned. You know what I mean? They should absolutely be aligned. They can be the same ways. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It should be aligned and together. That, like I said, like my words this year are gifted, grounded, and gratitude. Well, feeling grateful is one of my like core desired feelings that I want to be feeling. So it doesn't have to be one or the other. Great question. I mean, you want them to all be aligned. You want them to all be words that you read, that you see, that like give you that reminder of, yes, this is my desire. Yes, this is what I'm going for. Yes, this is what I want. Yes, I want to feel this way. Yes, I want to be this way. Yes, I want to see this and do this and experience this. So does that help?
It helps. So this is the subtitle then. So you have the big title and then the subtitles is how I want to feel.
Yeah, like I said, like your 2018 theme, you know what I mean? It's like I'm calling it a theme for myself, Are they my words? Yeah, probably. Like they're my 3 words are gifted, grounded, and gratitude. Those are my 3 things. But that's my theme for all of 2018 in many ways. Like I said, I'm not saying yes to it unless it fits into my theme. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. I love that. So tired of hearing about up-leveling. Me too. We're going to the soul level in 2018. Eva's decluttering her office today. I guarantee you, Eva, it's going to raise your light level. Let's see. Nikki says, what's the difference between my words and how I want to feel? Just a read list from above. Okay, so Nikki did what I just went through with Katya, kind of explained that, I believe. Jessica's words are ease and balance. Flow, the word flow comes in for you also, Jessica. Love that. Let's see. I feel stuck about visioning. I seem to stop myself from visioning. Great point, Denise. So let's see. We're almost to visioning, to envisioning, visioning, creative visualization. So when we get to that point, like if you still have a question on that, let me know, because I'm going to walk you through how to do creative visualizations in conjunction with positive affirmations, your words, all of it flows together. And I think the other thing that I want you to see is, even though it's kind of taking us a little time to go through this process, this actual process only takes me about 15 minutes a day. Once you kind of spend time with this beginning, this beginning part takes a little bit more time. When I write everything out, when I set all my goals, when I do all of these things, that process the last couple years has taken me maybe 2 hours, probably about 2 hours. I cannot wait for those 2 hours though. Like the first year that I did it, I loved it. My husband thought I was crazy. Like there were like Sharpies flying all over the place and like crying. He's like, what are you doing in there? I'm like, I'm setting these are my goals and my intentions for my business this year. You know, I'm like, and I could not wait until I did it again last year. And the same thing for this. Like I will literally light some candles. It will be, you know, I thought about like, I don't have time today to do it like live with you, but when I do it, I might open up the Zoom room and you guys can just pop in and you can even watch. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, so it's pretty awesome. Okay, let's see. My word for the year is action. My mantra given to me by one of my guides is create and release. Oh, I love that. Wendy says mindfulness, mindfulness, creativity. I also like the word alignment for you, Wendy. I want to make sure that you're saying yes to things that are aligned, not, I don't want you to settle this year, Wendy, is what's coming in for you. Nikki says, I love this entire workshop. It's the most useful. Oh, thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that. It's about to get girl, we haven't even like started. Like we're going even deeper here. Let's say Susan says, okay, wait a minute. There's some stuff coming. Let's see. My word for 2018 is abundance, abundance and love. Okay, so abundant. You know what? I don't like the word abundant for you, Susan, for some reason. I feel like, oh, a different Susan. Okay, wait a minute. I don't see any hands raised. Susan Ortolano has her hand raised. Okay, let's just unmute you in here. What's going on?
Yeah, no. First, abundant it wasn't for me. It was somebody else was asking, and so I just threw that out there. I've got like a zillion words, and so I'm looking at how do I narrow it down.
I don't think that you have to narrow it down. Did you see that like poster? I should have brought that down here. Did you see that poster I did with all those words the other day? No. Online? I wonder if I can find it really quick. I did this freaking process that was so fun. It was so fun. Hold on just a second. I'm just going to share it with you guys really quick. And I don't think you have to narrow it down. Can you incorporate it and kind of spread it out across the board? So like you have some words for like your year. Here, I'm going to share my screen with you guys.
Like one of the words.
So I made this.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. I did see that, but I couldn't read. Yeah. I saw when you posted that.
Yeah, that was really fun. I mean, so those are all of my words for like 2018. So don't feel like you have to like pick a few. You know, I ended up picking like gifted, grounded, and gratitude. But a lot of those same words are going to fall under like how I want to feel as well.
Right.
So I think that's more important than what those 3 words at the top are, or 10 words, or whatever, or 1 word, is more how you want to feel.
The biggest word that comes forward for me is radiant. And radiant for me is both in vitality and excitement, you know, that kind of stuff. It's one of my favorite words like ever. So that's one word that comes forward. Certainly inspired is
so what are the activities that you can do to feel that way now? That's more important than those words.
Go back to that. You know, the first thing that comes forward for me is dancing, like just running around dancing. And one day I was feeling low and I had somebody coming in person and I just turned on a song, and as she came in the door, we were just grooving to the music, and it got both of us into, you know, a really good space to start our session. So that's always a good thing for me, is like, you know, there's certain songs that really do it for me.
Yeah.
And just like blasting them on or dancing around the house or moving or whatever.
Totally agree.
That always gets me going. But you know, it's like I'm so focused on, oh my gosh, I have to have 3 words rather than.
Yeah, I think you want more. Don't get focused on the word as much as you get focused on the emotion, okay?
Yeah, emotion, when I say the word radiant, is really big for me.
Yeah,
And
that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Every single day, if shit isn't going right, when was the last time I did something today that makes me feel radiant?
Radiant, exactly.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. I'm going to check chat roll here, and then we're going to move on. I love seeing all these words. This is so awesome. Okay, good. All right, let's tap into the next. This part is where I'm going to be really vulnerable, really honest with you guys, and show you an intimate look at how I really set my goals and what goals I achieved throughout the year. And I do my best to go in and update this as often as I can. But what I did was I did 2 separate pages in my journal here. And this first page was my 2017 New Year's evolutions. I'm changing it this year to my 2018 personal evolutions. And then over here, I'm changing it from 2017 goals and intentions for business to just my 2018 business goals. So I have 2 separate pages. And I'm just going to read through some of these with you of what my goals were for both myself on a personal level and what they're going to be for some of what they're going to be for 2018. So this is just to kind of give you some ideas and get some things sparking. So for 2018, my personal evolution. So number 1 is, well, what I had wrote down for 2017, let me start there, was I had make a quarterly donation to a charity and do 3 big good deeds. And what I found was that I felt really disconnected from those. Like they were a to-do list instead of really a place of like giving back. So, but giving is something that's important to me. So I'm going to find a way to like rewrite these for my 2018. And instead of like having it kind of like make a quarterly donation to a charity, like I want to, I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to wait and see like what comes in around this for me when I go to like do this goal planning, but giving back, or like I donated like all these like gift certificates to like different like charity events and charity auctions and silent auctions and stuff like that, you know, which was great. I mean, because in total it probably equaled, I don't know, probably around $3,000 that, you know, I gave like free readings to in return, but it didn't feel fulfilling to me. So I want to find a way to give back that is also fulfilling to me. I'm not sure what that is yet. The other thing that I had wrote down were some events that I wanted to attend. So this year I wanted to attend a Tony Robbins event and I wanted to attend an Abraham Hicks event. I didn't get to go to Tony Robbins event. Now that doesn't mean that I'm like, oh, I'm so bummed out, I didn't get to go to Tony Robbins this year. I don't really give a shit. And in fact, like right now where I'm at, like I don't even know that he's gonna make it on my list for 2018. What I did though was I did get to go to my Abraham Hicks event. So I got to like, as you can see, like actually like I like hand write my intention and then I put these like little check boxes next to them because I'm a freak like that. I like to like physically check boxes off. So I wrote in check boxes next to all of these so I can check things off. So think about events you want to attend. I also wrote in that I wanted to work out and exercise regularly and be a size 6'8" by December 31st. Ladies, I am more curvaceous than ever, especially after like 2 weeks of baking and cooking and like Christmas. And I'm really okay with that I didn't hit that right now. Now, that doesn't mean that that's not, that there's not area in my health and wellness that I need to improve on, but I'm not sitting here again going, oh, I'm such a loser, I didn't hit that goal. I am happier and healthier than I have been in a long time. I'm more physical. Like, I know that even though I'm not a size 6, I'm happy and I'm healthy. So I don't feel like because I didn't hit that goal I set for myself of being a certain size, that I'm not healthy. And so when I write my health and wellness goal for next year, I'm not going to include what size I'm going to be, but again, how I'm feeling at the end of the year. The next thing I have kids, so I put that I want to volunteer with my kids at school on a quarterly basis. That's something I will carry over. I put that I want to declutter one room per month. I have a pretty big house. So I want to go just once a month through one room, and I want to completely declutter it, get rid of stuff, deep clean it, and then have a different room every single month. And I did that 7 months out of the year. Again, I'm not like, you're such a loser, you only did it 70%. Like, no, I did it. I'm fine. I did what I did. I'm not going to beat myself up when I don't achieve these milestones. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. Next thing I wanted to read 24 books. I can't even tell you how many. I probably read 60 books this year. Like, I crushed that goal. Yay me. And like, that's just fun for me. Like, it's fun for me to go in here and check off, like, every time. I actually only put 24 boxes, like 24 little boxes. You can kind of see, you can see all those little boxes. Like, I actually made 24 little boxes. It was fun for me. Reading is really important to me. I love it. It's one of my favorite times of the day that it's just for me. This one I totally sucked at. I wanted to send 12 actual birthday cards. I didn't send one birthday card this year. I have, in addition to birthday cards, like, one of the things that I like doing for my clients is sending a welcome gift. And I haven't done those in a long time. So when I do my 2018 planning, this is something that is important to me, that if I'm not going to physically myself personally do it, I'm going to find somebody that can send gifts on my behalf to my clients and my closest friends and family, because I'm not connecting enough, and yet it's something that I want to make happen. The other thing that I had down was a monthly date night with my husband. So I put 12 boxes there and put like a little initial above each box that I wanted to make sure that me and my husband had a monthly date night. And we did that every single month except for the month of May and the month of August. So that's pretty good considering we have 4 kids. I have a business. He's pretty busy. So that's pretty good. I had complete my book proposal. And again, now remember, all of these I set pretty much exactly 1 year ago today. I no longer need a book proposal. I signed with a publisher this year, so I don't need a book proposal anymore. I just need to write the damn book. So that will not be on there, but what will be on there will be daily connection to my book, or weekly connection, or something around actually writing the book. I wanted to work with 2 coaches for both life and business development, and I had 4 amazing coaches that I worked with this year, so that was great. I wanted to have a quarterly vacation, whether that was with my family or with friends, or just something where it was like for personal, for fun. And I was able to do that 3 out of 4 quarters, which is pretty awesome. I got to go to Florida with my family. I got to go to Vegas with a girlfriend. I'm not going to talk about that. And I just went to Abraham Hicks' event in Arizona. So that was really fun. And then the last thing that I have for myself under personal evolutions is to have a monthly super self-care day. And when I say super self-care day, I don't mean like, yes, like I'm going to change the language around that, is that I want to have I feel like I'm actually really good at self-care on a daily basis and soul care on a daily basis because of this process. But I need to make time to like take care of like my physical body. Like I need to, we're getting a new gym membership. I have like personal care days where I go do my, like, here's what I'm going to say. Personal care is different from self-care. When I say personal care, that's you're getting your hair done. You're getting your nails done. You're getting a body massage. You're getting a pedicure. Those are not self-care. Those are personal care days. That is like, do you see what I'm saying? Like a self-care day would be a day that I don't have any clients. I don't have any kids. And I go to the library and read whatever the hell I want to read. Or I check into a local coffee shop and sit at the back and just maybe write my book or whatever it is. Like I really want to specify this year what is self-care, soul care, and personal care. They should not, they're all three very different things and all three serve a very different purpose for you. Does that make sense? At least they do for me. Maybe for you, you can blend them all up. I'm not blending them up this year. They're all different. So those were the things for 2017 that I had wrote down. The other thing that I'm going to do is actually pre-schedule vacation days in my calendar a quarter at a time. So I want to be much more mindful of my calendar this year. I give a lot. I'm always available pretty much. Like I always have like private message access for my clients. I love that. Like it really actually bothered me over this last 7 or 8 days that I wasn't working, that I didn't see my clients. I usually see them on a weekly basis. And when I didn't, I was like, oh my God, what's going on? How are they? Like, I don't know if you guys felt that, like for my one-on-ones that are here, but it was really like disturbing to me that I did not see them on this week. And I have got to get off of that. Like, I cannot feel guilty for taking time. I don't even say, no, let me rephrase that. I didn't feel guilty. I missed my clients. And I've got to find a way to like have balance in that, where if I do have space, if I do have time off, that, I don't know. So there's something there in my calendar that I'm going to really look at where maybe I don't take a week off. Maybe that just is not going to serve me because I do miss them. But maybe it's inserting more like midweek, every once in a while taking a Wednesday off where I can just rejuve instead of, I don't know. So when I'm setting my 2018 goals, revisiting how I want my calendar to look, how I want to serve, how I want to take time off. I find that I actually like doing Sunday morning sessions. That's like, there's something about just doing one session on a Sunday morning that feels really good to me. I like it. I'm in a good space on Sunday morning. So I find that I don't ever want to work on Monday again. So I am really going to take some time with my calendar during this process too. All right, now let's get into, so let me just stop actually. Any questions? Selena, your baby's so cute. So cute. Oh. Any questions around your personal goals for yourself? Now, these should have nothing to do with business, or just a tiny little bit about business, but any questions? Pop them in the chat box. Let's see. Susan, don't ever apologize. I love you. Let's see. It's definitely important to find balance. I like to take days as opposed to weeks. Yeah, now it was a little different because like my kids legitimately didn't have school and didn't have preschool and it's Christmas, but man, I don't know. Let's see. Andrea says, how in detail should we go with them? I think you can go as detailed as you want. I tend to keep mine, especially because I'm pre-creating them for the entire year. Think about how much you change and you shift and you expand and you evolve as the year goes on. So leave a little bit of wiggle room, I think. Don't keep it open-ended, but you can go into detail with them, especially if it feels good. Again, you're setting these goals based off of what feels good for you. Let's see. Yeah, yep, you're exactly right. Andrea says, I mean, orderly to have structure, but not too much to block the energy flow, right? You're absolutely right. Yep. These should just be, and they should be unique to you. They should be personal to you. When you're setting these, think about, again, like your year, like where you were at this year. What do you wish you would have done more of? What do you wish you would have done less of? And set these that way. I like to look at these about once every 2 to 3 weeks. I'll come in here and I'll check some stuff off. So this isn't something that I look at every single day, but it's also a great reminder to say, okay, these are the goals I set. This is what I said I wanted this year. And I'll show you in my, well, maybe I have, yeah, I'll show you some things that I thought I wanted that I ended up not wanting. Okay, so next let's go into 2018 business goals, how I'm going to be doing it this year. So for 2017, here's how I did it. I set my overall annual revenue goal. My goal for 2017 was $250,000. And it looks like I am going to be just shy of that by between $5,000 to $10,000. So that's pretty amazing to me, because the year before I did $127,000. So I doubled my income in 1 year, which is really freaking amazing. So I truly attest that success to this process, 100%. 100%, that is because of this process. It's because I give space to listen. It's because I make my feelings my most important focus. It is this process that allowed me to get that close. So that is the first, now that is sitting there, that little box is, man, so close. I just want to like check it off. But I'm not like sitting there going like, this shit doesn't work. I only hit $242,000. I am not saying that, ladies. Like, I am not saying that. I'm not saying that. I am like, holy shit, this is amazing. I had the best year of my life, financially, emotionally, on so many, like spiritually, and it's about to get even better in 2018 because I'm going to double that. So now my goal for 2018 is $500,000. I don't know how I'm going to hit it. I have no idea. But I can tell you, if that 1 year from now we are sitting here and I'm like, I only hit $530,000 or $470,000, I'm not going to be sad. I am not going to be like, this doesn't work. Like, so I want you to look at what you did for this year, and I want you to double it. Because if I can do it, you can do it. There is no difference between you and me. We are the same, sister. So no matter how scary that is, no matter how challenging that might feel in this moment, no matter what you are feeling and how scared and how much you are sitting there feeling resistance going, that's total bullshit. That's not going to happen for me. I don't have any idea how I can make that much money. Guess what? When I set this goal of $250,000 last year, I had no idea how I was going to do it, and I freaking did it. So you're going to do it too. Don't be scared of this. Let this inspire you. This is possible for absolutely every single person that is on this call. Cannot stress it enough. So put your revenue goal right at the top. Revisit it. Think about it. Know it. Know what you're striving for. Don't get stuck in saying, okay, well, my goal is 100,000. So if I break that down over 6 months, that means that I have to make, $7,500. Don't break it down that way. Don't break it down that way. How I broke it down and how I tend to, and that's why I also shared with you my money process, was going off of what feels like believable for what I currently have as expected income. That's it. I go off of what feels believable. So some months my goal was 40,000, some months my goal was 10, but I always put a plus. Like, I'm open for 10K or more this month. I'm open for 20K or more this month. I'm open for this or more this month. I never leave it closed-ended. I always keep it open-ended. Okay, so here's some of the other things that I had on my business goals list. I had to have 4 quarterly in-person guest speaking opportunities, and I had 3 of 4 of those. I wanted to successfully launch 3 group programs, and I actually did 4 launches. That went amazing. I wanted to keep my one-on-one coaching practice full. I got a check mark next to that. I was able to keep a roster full of the most amazing clients all year long. I wanted to successfully create and launch the Coffee with the Universe journal and group. Well, I didn't open up a new group. I just rebranded the Intuitive Entrepreneur to Coffee with the Universe. So I gave myself a check mark next to that. I didn't get a new journal created for Coffee with the Universe like I wanted to, but what I did was create a really great opt-in for Coffee with the Universe that I'm happy with, that's growing my list for me every day. I wanted to, now here's what's interesting. So remember, this time last year, I wrote out, I wanted a podcast created and launched. I did that. I created a podcast, I launched it, and I freaking hated it. I hated it. I am not a podcaster. That is not my gift. Like, there are people that can do it, that can talk, that can, like, it's not my thing. So isn't it interesting that that was one of my most important core focuses for 2017? I did it and I hated it. So just goes to show, you just never know. The other thing that I wanted to do was host 3 virtual workshops. I did that. Actually, today is, just by coincidence, today's the 3rd one that I did this year. I wanted to host my own in-person event. Didn't do that, but that will be carrying over into my 2018 goals. I wanted to create a couple funnels. I did those. I wanted to attend a monthly networking event, an in-person networking event. I only did that about 4 times this year, so I'm a little bummed about that. That's a bigger piece for me next year, is I want to be doing much more local networking at women in business, like local chamber events. I just didn't get to it enough, mainly just because I had my clients. I wanted to grow my list to 5,000. I was able to do that. And I wanted to grow Coffee with the Universe to 5,000 members. Not sure what I'm going to do with my Facebook group, so I'm kind of okay that I didn't hit that goal of growing it to 5,000. The number to me doesn't make a difference. What matters to me is the engagement. So instead of growing the numbers, the quantities on these things this year, it's going to be about engagement for me. It's going to be about how I can show up and use my gift. Remember, gift was one of my words. Gift, gifted, gifts. How can I use my gifts for my list, for my tribe? So that'll be changing a little bit for me. It's not the number as much as it is the impact. Any questions around this process where we're at here? All right. So those were, again, at the front of my journal. And I revisited these 2 pages about, I would just say on average, about once a month. Next up, this is important. I mean, it's all important, but so the next part of the journal is really intimate for me. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. Well, these are just journal pages, so they're not like huge, big pages. But I have 6 pages of affirmations that I wrote out. Again, all of this was wrote out last year, that I wrote out last year about how I want to feel in my life and in my business. Here's why I pre-write them. So number one, I don't want to write affirmations every single day. I don't want to write them, but I do want to read them and I do want to feel them. So that's why I kind of do the work up front and pre-write my affirmations for the entire year. Now, I absolutely leave space to add more as I feel. But remember, my daily practice is to read through these affirmations, give a few minutes to do creative visualization, which we're going to get to, Denise, and then to stop, pause, meditate, listen, wait for that instruction from the universe, okay? So here, kind of what I did was I created these 6 categories for affirmations. So number 1 were affirmations to expand into my purpose, affirmations for personal growth. They're kind of similar. I'm going to read through them and you can kind of see how maybe they're different. I have affirmations for family and lifestyle. I have affirmations for a positive money mindset and affirmations for business expansion and development. So you may, or, I'm sorry, give me just 1 second here. You may or may not have those same categories. You pick and choose categories that feel best for you. These are the ones that feel best for me. These are the areas that are important to me. This year, I will probably be combining my affirmations to expand into my purpose and my affirmations for personal growth into affirmations for personal expansion. So that's just kind of how I'm going to change those for 2018. Now I'm going to read through for you a few from each category so you can see how I write and you can feel the emotion from the way that I write. So these are a couple from affirmations to expand into my purpose. So I am a clear receiver and positive channel for the universe. I spread love, light, guidance, healing, and inspiration with my gifts. I impact the hearts and lives of millions. I believe in myself and I believe in my journey. I trust the universe to show me the how. So you can kind of get a feel for like, these are really my beliefs that I want to instill. These are affirmative statements that really claim how I want to show up, how I want to be, how I want to feel, how I want to see things. What do I want my experience to be in the area of expanding into my purpose? Some of the other ones I have wrote down for like personal growth are I stay true to myself. I stay authentic and real. I keep myself high vibe and easily identify when I am out of alignment. I am blessed with clarity for myself through my intentional self-growth and development focus. I peacefully release my fears and learn life lessons. So you can kind of, again, hear and feel how I'm writing out these statements. So when you're going through yours, maybe you think about a couple different areas: mind, body, spirit, relationships, money, career, business, and write them in a way that it's like you're having a conversation with yourself. You know, make it a real statement, something you would actually say, use real words you would actually be using these words with. Or maybe you think about this as like something you would actually like say to a girlfriend or something. Like keep it simple and soulful, and something that you want to connect into. Next one, affirmations for family and lifestyle. Let's see. I am in love with my life. It gets better every day. It is impossible for me to run out of time, energy, love, and money. My family is safe, guided, and well protected. Our home is always full of love, laughter, and encouragement, most days, except for when my 19-year-old son is being an asshole. I am a great mom and give my kids the time and attention they deserve. We have an amazing life and an exceptional lifestyle. I take good care of myself, my family, my business, my finances, my kids, my marriage, my friendships, and my clients. That's a really important one to me. It's probably my favorite one. Let's see, some other ones I have around money. Money allows me to show up bigger in my purpose and make a positive impact on millions of people. I love what money allows me to do. Wealth pours over me and my family. It is safe, perfect, and aligned for me to have financial freedom. It is safe for me to be wealthy and successful. This is a good one, ladies. I have beautiful confidence and control over my finances. I attract and accumulate affluence. Money is easy, good, and right. It has no power over me. Money happens easily and aligns effortlessly. I have a bunch more, but like those are some of my favorite ones. What I also want you to see is that when affirmations happen or when I really feel yeah, I nailed it, I highlight them. So you can just kind of see how many of these I actually got to highlight throughout the year because they came true, they happened, or I felt it. And then these next ones are a few just for business expansion and development that can kind of give you some insight. So my vibe moves, motivates, and empowers other. I help women grow their tribe and their vibe quickly and positively, and they help me do the same. Thought leaders seek me out to be a part of exclusive retreats, seminars, speaking engagements, and events. I'm a bestseller on the New York Times bestsellers list. That will continue to carry over into 2018. My content flows easily and is highly followed and respected. My content is creative and original, and everyone who is my ideal client subscribes. I love creating content. I'm a clear receiver from my clients. I bring them ideas, guidance, coaching, and motivation that catapults them into their best life and business ever. Me and my business stand out like crazy and magnetize my soul clients to me. I love the sales process. I love selling my packages, services, and programs. I'm open to inspired ideas, take intentional action that leads to desired outcomes. I believe in divine timing. So there's just a few there from the way that I like to write my affirmations. Do you guys have any questions on those? I tend to write out, I have a bunch of them for each category. This year I might simplify it a little bit. I might try to have just 10 for each, something like that. I haven't really decided. But then at the same time, I don't really want to change this because I've had most of these affirmations for a couple years. And man, they haven't steered me wrong yet. So I'm a little nervous to to let go of some of them because I love them and I've been saying them for 2 years. Can I type those out? Oh man, I don't know, Angie. There's a lot of them. Might just have to go back in and listen to them. I don't know if I have the capacity to type them all out. I have a lot of them. I have 6 pages of them. I know people have said that before, but I was going to say just maybe go back through and listen to some of the recording. Okay. So next up, we came into all of these affirmations. The next thing that I have wrote out are my dreams and desires list. Now this one, and then just so you know, like we're done once we kind of go through. Well, we're not completely done. We're close to being done once I kind of go through and explain this. So, so my dreams and desires list. So this is my list of things I want, experiences I want. Like some of the things, like this year, my big one was I really wanted a new boat, and we were able to do that this year. So that was like my big one. I really wanted, so here's something else that's really interesting. I really thought I wanted a Mercedes convertible, and I went and looked at them, and I just couldn't pull a trigger for whatever reason. So like, I thought that was like my dream car or something I really wanted, and decided I really don't need a freaking $60,000 vehicle to drive my kid to freaking preschool. Like, do I want that? I don't even know that I want it anymore. Like it just didn't feel, I would rather do something else with that money on a monthly basis, have more fun, travel, play, do something to drive my kid to freaking preschool. I can't, it's just not something. And in addition, now I'm like really digging like the BMW convertible. So, and I've never been a BMW person, but now all of a sudden that's kind of changed too. If I was going to do it, it would be a BMW. So play with that, have fun with that. I really want to go on a Bali retreat. I don't know why, but like, it just looks so luxurious. It looks so magical. Like but then at the same time, I'm like, do I really want to spend that much time on a freaking airplane and away from my kids for like 2 weeks almost? Like, I don't think I could do it. I don't know. I don't think I could do it. So I might want to do something different than a Bali retreat. That might be something that I do later when my kids are a little bit older. One of the first things that I really want this year is a big new like adjustable bed, like king size, like that comes up and like for sure. That's like one of the first things that I want. So this is kind of fun. That's why it's called like your dreams and desires list. Like, what are some of the things that you want in your life? Like you should be able to have what you want from a material aspect. That doesn't make you materialistic because you want nice things or you want to have like these experiences. Like that's what we're here to do. And money allows you to do these things. So don't judge yourself. Don't justify your desires to anybody. Don't like, even when I was like back and forth, I was like, but if I want the Mercedes, I should have it. Yep. And if I really wanted it, guess what, ladies? I would have had that shit by now. If I really wanted it, I would have already had it. So that's the other thing is like, just because I changed my mind doesn't mean that I'm justifying it or I'm saying like I'm not worthy of it or I don't deserve it, or even saying like there's kind of a negative tone to it when I say like I don't need that. No, I really don't need that. But if I really want something, even though I don't need it, I don't care. I will get it if I really want it. So who cares if you need it? If you really want it, that's what you got to stay locked into. It's your dreams and your desires. And don't try to justify and tell anybody any differently. And I can tell you what, if my husband would ever be like, you do not need a Mercedes, you can bet your ass that day I would go buy myself a Mercedes. You can bet yourself. He's actually really awesome though. He knows better. He learned very quickly. He has to use reverse psychology with me. Okay, let's see. Somebody is on an iPhone and raised their hand. Hi, this is Amber. Can you hear me? Let's see. I think they said, where do you write your goals for what you want to experience or the nice things you want? Where to add them in your yearly planner? So that's what we're kind of going over right now. That's where I just create an entirely separate page just for those things. And the other thing that I do, so like some of the things that I have were like a quarterly family vacation, like a basement remodel or a new boat. These I really want them to be like experiences, events, tangible products, things for your car, house, all of those things. Like that's kind of what I want. That's what I use this list for, are those types of things. All right, so I would say revisit also your dreams and desires list, like maybe once a month, the same time that you're kind of reviewing like your personal and business goals. and evolutions that we created, like take a look at those once a month, and then your dreams and desires list. And like I said, it's pretty amazing how many things you think you want, and then they change and they evolve as you change and evolve. So things come and go. So don't beat yourself up too bad around that process. Okay, next. So that is how I set, so let me just close this. So that is how I set my yearly goals, my intentions, my affirmations, everything for the entire year. That is it. Now, what happens next for me is on a daily basis is what I really feel like is the real magic. And that's where, you know, I go through my 3-step process. I read through all of those affirmations that I just showed you. I close my eyes and I do a creative visualization, and then I give some space to listen. And that's where, even though this first part takes us about probably, I would say, anywhere between 1 to 2 hours to create it, once it's created, you don't have to go recreate it for the rest of the year. So on a daily basis, here's how I will come in and interact with this. I will open up my journal, and I will go to my affirmations and I read through. Sometimes I read through all 6 pages. Sometimes I read out loud. Sometimes I don't read out loud. Sometimes I just read through certain areas. Sometimes, like maybe if I'm stuck around money, I might go through and just read my money areas. If something's going on in my family, I might just read through the family area. But I'll read through affirmations and I'll feel through the affirmations and start to like evoke emotion. And then what I do is I think about something on my dreams and desires list. So let's just use the car for an example. No, actually what I'm going to use is, I'm going to use my Disney example because that's just like one of my favorite stories ever. So one of the things that I really wanted to create in 2017 was a Disney experience with my family. So after I would go through and I would read my affirmations, I would take a couple minutes and I would close my eyes and I would almost like run it through like you would like run a movie through. So I would just kind of sit here, and I usually just kind of sit like this. And I would visualize like my family like walking through the gates at Disney and standing in line and eating the fun like desserts from Disney. And I visualized Mickey Mouse and my kids having this just like awesome moment with like Mickey Mouse. And like I come out of these creative visualizations and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe that wasn't real. Like I really get into what I'm visualizing. So one of the ways that you can do this is you can take a look at your dreams and desires list. And let me think of what's one that, okay, so here's a big one for me for 2018. I really want to remodel my basement. Well, not even remodel, finish my basement. We need to like full, like everything, like it needs sheetrock, flooring, furniture, everything, right? Like right now it is bare bones. So what I'm going to start doing is start visualizing what my basement looks like completed, what kind of furniture I'm going to put in place, what the bathroom is going to look like, what the bedroom is going to look like. That now I have a guest bedroom, so when people come to visit me, they don't have to sleep on the air mattress. Like I'm going to start like really visualizing like the decor and the parties that we're going to be able to have down here and being able to sit and look out at the lake in the basement. So I will try to incorporate in that creative visualization as many of my physical senses as possible. So you want to incorporate like seeing it. You want to incorporate feeling it. So you might like, I might like picture myself like running my hand across the back of the new brown leather couch that I want, and across the, the bath. I might see myself turning the bathroom shower on in there and like feeling the water hitting my hand in the new bathroom, things like that. You want to incorporate as many of your senses. I might actually go buy a candle. I might go buy a really nice candle that I will envision is going to be on the coffee table in the new family room. And every time I light it, it'll like evoke that feeling of my basement being done because of the smell. the more that you can incorporate your physical senses into your creative visualization, the quicker, faster it's going to come alive and it's going to manifest for you. It sends such a strong signal to your subconscious, to your soul, that this is your desire because of the images that you are connecting into and the emotions that you're connecting into. It makes your manifestation process it's like the shortcut when you can use all your senses in that process. Who here wants to give me the excuse they don't know how to do creative visualization? Denise. I am here to tell you, if you have ever watched a movie, you can do creative visualization, because it should just be that exact process. Like, that's how you can like start with it. Denise, let me unmute you. So tell me something that you want to have happen in 2018.
I want to run my first 3-day retreat.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Do you have any idea where you want to host it at?
On a lake, at my friend's place on the lake in upstate New York.
Perfect. Okay. So I want you to close your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what I would do. So you're going to go through and you're going to read through affirmations. And then you're going to like be in a high vibe place. You're going to be feeling good because you just read through these affirmations. And then you're going to close your eyes and you're going to see yourself at like sitting by this fire, this like lakeside fire. And you have the most amazing soulful clients sitting all around you. These women that are coming to experience this retreat for you. And it feels like, you know, think about the time of year, it's fall, and you see that you're wearing this like really nice fuzzy like red and black checkered flannel, and you have your denim on, and the women are having these like beautiful emotional experiences, and you're seeing people sitting in the family room together and drinking coffee, and you're teaching and you're leading and you're inspiring, and you're seeing the faces of these women. Can you guys feel that? Like, can you feel what that feels like to be there with Denise in that moment? And so you don't have to know exactly how that's going to happen or who the people actually are. What matters is that you're in the moment and you're seeing your friend's home, and you can feel the warmth of the coffee cup. It can be the little details that make it happen more than anything. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, and I can totally feel it. And I think there's a fear, and it's a money fear probably, about manifesting it.
That
I
has
totally feel it.
Nothing to do with the creative visualization process. When you are locked in there, when you can really see these women and like feel it and be it, I'm telling you, sometimes I come out of creative visualizations and I'm like, oh my God, where did I just go? I literally will like disappear and go into this space it can be like 5 to 10 minutes. And I will open my eyes and be like, where's my boat? Like, I was just on a boat. Where's my, like, I will almost like feel a moment of like, oh my God, I can't believe that wasn't real. And when you are in that space and when you are connected and you are seeing it and you are feeling it, you're not going to be thinking about, oh, but I don't know how to make it happen. You won't. And it might take you a few times of actually doing that and locking into it and seeing it and doing it time and time again, but I guarantee you, as you start to do that, and that's where this third spot, this third part of this formula for me really, really comes into place. So I'll feel through my affirmations, I'll see through what I actually desire, how I want this event to go down, how I want this experience to happen. I'll see myself walking into the BMW dealership, and I see myself signing the papers, and I see him putting the keys in my hand, like whatever it is. And then I'll kind of like shift, and I'll close my eyes, and that's where I'll turn my journal open to my next entry point, and I'll say, all right, I'm here, I'm open, I'm listening. What is the best way for me to make this happen?
Okay.
What
Okay.
What would you have me do today, universe? What is my biggest focus today? this is my desire. I desire to have a new client come in. What is the best thing I can do today to make that happen? I'm here, universe. I'm ready to co-create with you. Like, what would you have me do today? And I ask these beautiful, empowering questions. Then I just give some space. I just give a little bit of space. And an idea will come in. A to-do list item will come in. A client space will pop up. Somebody that I've had in the past reach out to me, their email, like I've seen email addresses come up. I've seen my newsletter template pop up. All of those things are indicators for me of an action I need to take that day. And I do it. Sometimes here's what I want you to see. Sometimes sometimes it's like 2 sentences, right? Sometimes just I'll get a couple things. Other times I get an entire page full of information. Sometimes I just kind of like doodle a little bit, like just kind of like start writing and things will come out of me. Every day it's a little bit different of what comes to me and through me when I give that space to listen.
Okay.
That is the same for each and every one of you. But what's different is that this is non-negotiable for me. I know if I don't have this time, if I don't have this space, if I don't get connected to, I know it's my higher self talking to me. I know it is. The universe, God, your soul, whatever you want to call it. Like, I know that's who's communicating with me and giving me these ideas. And yet we want to say things like, well, it's just my mind. Like, it's just me thinking it. Well, who the hell do you think is giving you the idea to think in the first place? You know what I mean? Like, don't give yourself so much credit. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
That is, I love it. When I say this process is what like gave me like the income, the impact, the business, like, and not even just like those pieces, but like, oh my God, like I love my husband. Like our marriage has like never been better. Never been better. I mean, it's not because of the money. It's because I'm mindful of him. It's because I pay attention to him, and I feel better when we feel better. You know, like good things happen when I'm happy with him, because as an entrepreneur, you don't really get to separate life and business too much. You really don't. When you're a soul-driven entrepreneur, what happens with, you know, the arguments that I have been having right now with my 19-year-old son, it affects my vibration. It affects how I feel. It affects my ability to like channel. It affects my ability to get my light level going up. Same thing with my husband. If we're disconnected, man, I'm cleaning that up. I'm fixing, usually, like, to be very honest, like sex fixes it for him like that. So, but whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, I want to fix it. I don't want to stay in a funk. I don't want to stay mad. The old Amber, that's what she would have done. Like, if me and him would have gotten like a argument or something, I would have for sure been the one to like slam cabinet doors and like ignore him for a couple days and like stay in my little like pissy mode. Why? I don't want that anymore. Now I just want to feel good and I want to move on. And I'm that way, and I'm not intentional with everything. I don't want to stay feeling like that. I want to feel really good. I want to feel really good. And when I feel really good, I attract really good things in my life and in my business and in my bank account. Everywhere. All right, I'm going to check into some of the comments here. Let's see. Okay, when I try listening every day, I just get vague messages like focus and let it be easy and get it done. No to-dos, suggestions. Keep doing it, Nikki, would be my first suggestion. Don't stop. You know, I open up my eyes too sometimes, and I'll like write. Also get really clear with your questions. That's the other thing that's coming through is ask questions to the universe. So, and sometimes I actually write out my questions. If I'm like feeling like that, like I'm not getting exact direction, I will write in a question. I'm trying to find a spot in my journal here where I've like, okay, so here's on October 25th of this year, this is what I wrote. What is next for my business? What is next for my business? I love my one-on-one clients. I truly desire 40K months or more. How can I continue to do this with just one-on-one clients? Legitimate question. Basically what I was asking the universe is how am I supposed to scale my business with just one-on-one clients? So what is next for my business? That's what I wrote out, that whole paragraph there. And then I sat and I waited and I closed my eyes. And I don't even remember this. Now I don't even remember this. But I put a little asterisk, and the message that the universe gave me back was keep writing the book. Now, when I go back and I read this, why didn't I pay more attention to this? What are you guys feeling? What are you guys feeling the universe was trying to tell me in that moment? Girl, your book is your golden ticket. Like, you want to like scale, you want all this? Keep writing the book. The book is a ticket for you. The book is a key here for you. Now, I don't know that the book is actually the key. Maybe it's the emotion that I feel when I'm writing the book that brings on another new idea. That's the other thing that I want you guys to see is that sometimes it's not the actual, it might not actually be, I'm going to use the book again. I'm going to say this again. It might not actually be the book itself, but it might be what the book itself brings, the process, the emotion, the conversation, the people. Like, who knows? The universe knows. I don't have to know all those pieces. So a lot of times the universe will give me a to-do or a direction. I'm like, why? Like, what is this? This doesn't make any sense. And then yet I go do it and it leads to something. A perfect example was that poster that I put. Like, I had almost 200 people like that thing. Like, I had one person actually book a discovery call from it because she saw it and was like, clicked on my name, and then that led her to my business page. And then she got to my business page and was like totally lost in my content. And she was like, I have to work with you. How do I work with you? Like, I booked a discovery call. You're like who, what? Like, it was a picture of a poster from something I bought at Michael's. You know what I mean? So you just never know. You never know where your next dollar is going to come from, your next idea, your next client. You just never know. So keep yourself open. Just keep yourself open and keep yourself consistent. That is why this works for me, because it is a non-negotiable and I do it every single day. Hands down, for sure. Okay, let's see. Questions? I can't believe we've been together for 2 hours. I cannot believe this went by in 2 hours. Okay, so how often do you do creative visualization on one desire, like Denise's retreat? Every day until it's manifested. Great question, and that ties into the Disney story. Kathy Smith's like, tell me how the Disney story ends, right? So, so that was a big thing for me. That was what I started doing, that creative visualization in 2016. And it was something I probably did a couple days a week. I will interchange my creative visualization. So like sometimes I was visualizing a boat, sometimes it was my Disney trip, sometimes it's my big house on the lake I want. Like, so that's why it's important. Otherwise you're going to get bored. You don't wear the same clothes every day, right? You're not going to do the same creative visualization every day. You're going to get bored with it. So I do switch them up. The Disney one, I really got, I got so into it. I think it was an easy experience to lock into, like Mickey Mouse and all of it, right? What I can tell you about Disney is when we finally booked our trip, and we were able to go in March of 2017, It was so magical. First of all, we went to Walt Disney World. We did not wait in line more than 30 minutes at any ride. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about Disney, but that's like unheard of. like that just doesn't happen at Disney. And we did not wait in line for more than 30 minutes at most rides we got right through. We were through in like 10 or 15 minutes. Only one ride we waited for 30 minutes. We were like, we got there, and I kind of panicked to start with because they goofed up on our tickets because of the way we printed our tickets. I printed them off online because I had bought them online, and they weren't like registering. They were showing us for like the next day. And come to find out, it was Disney's error. And so they actually gave us a free lunch for the day. So they gave like my family of 5 like free lunch, which at Disney was like, I don't know, it was like $150 or something. So we got like free lunch. We just had an amazing day. But the one thing that, oh my God, I know I'm going to cry. The one thing that was really important to me was having my 2 little guys have this like amazing experience with Mickey Mouse. Like I wanted them to like, at the time, my 3-year-old was like super into Mickey. And I just wanted him to like be able to see him and hug him. And I just wanted to see like I wanted my kids to have this like magic moment. And when the day was almost over and we hadn't had that, I kind of went into panic mode a little bit. I was like, what is going to happen? And on our way, as we were like starting to wind down the day, this like thing popped up on my Disney app that I had that Mickey was available. And so we went and we got online like right away, and we got in line, and I have it on video, thank God. The moment that like my 3-year-old had with like Mickey Mouse was like one of the best moments of my life. And then it wasn't even just like one of these quick things. It was like Mickey like pulled my other son in and like pulled me in, and we had this like big like group Mickey Mouse hug. And it was one of their newer Mickeys that was able to like actually talk. So he actually got to talk in the Mickey Mouse voice to my 2 boys. It was just amazing. It was everything that I had visualized and more. And at that time, for our family to go on this like $10,000 like Disney like trip of a lifetime, and like all of it was like a big, like that was a really, it still is a big deal. Like that's a big vacation. It was priceless. It was perfect. And it was even better than what I had been visualizing so often. Like that is the power. Like everything that I felt in my creative visualizations, I actually got to experience at Disney and more. It was amazing. And I know it happened the way that it happened because of how intentional I was about creating that experience with the thoughts that I was thinking and the emotions that I was feeling. It works, ladies. It totally works. Like if I can, I will find the video I will even share with you the video. It's like a 2-minute video of me and my boys at Disney. I'm like, I'm like, I know, it was just so magical. It was so cool. So, I'm pretty emotional with my kids and stuff anyways. So anyways, that's how I use that process. And like I said, the daily process for me only takes between 10 and 15 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be this long, drawn out, like super deep, long session, anything like that. Sometimes I spend a little bit more time. If I'm like in a funk, if I'm stuck, I might spend a little bit more time, but most of the time it's between 10 and 15 minutes. And again, I just want to give you a reminder. You're going to read through your desires, your intentions, your affirmations, and you're going to feel it. You're going to give a few minutes to do a creative visualization and see yourself having the life you want, the experience you want, the retreat you want to host, whatever it is. And then meditate and wait for the inspired to-do list from the universe, and then do it. Thanks. Yeah, Eva, I'm getting ready to go there right now. And then what I actually write in my journal is based off of kind of what comes through in that listening time. But here's what I do. I document my light level. And I give myself that range of 1 to 10. Remember, we were kind of talking about that early on, where I was saying, you know, how you want to feel. You don't want to go from feeling like a 2 to feeling like a 10. You want to go from feeling like a 2 to a 2.5. So I track my light level every single day to know where am I at, what's working, what's not. Because on the times that, like, let's say I'm feeling like a 4 or I'm feeling like a 5, I can go back in my journal and I can say, okay, when was the last time I felt like this? How did I get out of it? What was going on? What happened? This is like your own personal, like, blueprint. When you do this consistently, it gives you your patterns. It gives you it's your story. It's all right there for you. And I am so grateful that now I have 2 volumes. You know what I mean? I have 2 volumes that I can go back and read through. And I didn't realize it, but November, I didn't even realize this. November of 2016 and November of 2017 were both financially my least profitable months. No idea why, but now I know it's because it's in here. I can kind of find my own formula there. So I can't stress enough, document how you're feeling, rate yourself. Then I'll write out, let me think. I want to find something that I can give you an example of. Okay, so here's one. Here's one. This day, my light level was a 5, and the universe said, tap into what your greatest goal is. So I wrote out what I really wanted some focus on income and business direction. And then I was reminded to focus on my desired emotion. I was asked what my guiding vision was, and I said that my guiding vision, my guiding goal is to serve my clients with grace, compassion, and creativity. And then I felt compelled to just write out what my focuses were for the week. And so I wrote out that I'm just opening space for 1 new client. I want to get clear on money management for 2018. I wanted a solid content plan, and I wanted to create a gratitude statement to really ground and lock into all of it. Now, that's a longer one. They're not always that long. And that's what I want you to see is that, like, this day, the words speak, sell, soar came to me. That was it. On this day, on 11/3, speak, sell, soar. Don't know. Will I go back and use that somewhere? Probably. It sounds really freaking good. Who wants to be a part of the Speak, Sell, Soar program? Anybody? Yeah, it sounds good, right? You know what I mean? So who knows? It's not my job to always decipher it in the moment. But I will tell you that I sometimes go back through here. Like when I was just reading that one to you and it said, your book is your answer. Why haven't I been writing, ladies? Why haven't I been writing? So this is full of great content. This is full of clarity for me. This is full of creativity. This is my life and business. It really is. And if there's anything that you've seen over the last, 2 hours with me, it's that you can make this process your own. There isn't a wrong way to do this. The most important area is your feelings, is do all of it from a place that turns you on, that lights you up, that feels good. And when you can stay locked into that, that's when success is going to happen. That's when success is going to happen for you. It really is. All right. So let me see what questions came in. Yes, one of my affirmations will definitely be and more. Thanks for the reminder. Yes, this and more. Okay, so that is really, I'm trying to think if there was anything else, but now is when I just want to open up space for anybody that has questions about how to incorporate this process, any questions about the goal setting, anything at all. Like I'm totally here. So did you guys enjoy this? Was it what you were hoping to get? Feels pretty simple, pretty manageable, pretty doable. Everybody's going to double their income in 2018. Yes. 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 Oh, awesome. So good. I will send out a replay. So don't feel like you had to lock into absolutely everything. Like there was a lot of content here. I totally get that. Yeah, so I will send out a replay. I'm also going to include a link for anybody that is, ready to take their life business to that soul level in 2018. I have literally one space for a one-on-one client, but I also have some group stuff. So if you're interested in learning how to work with me more intimately, deeply, to hit that goal for yourself, definitely reach out. I would love to connect with you. I would love to see if I'm most aligned for you. So there will be a link to book a discovery call as well in there. All right. Anybody else have any questions? I'm just going to see. Yes, thanks, Andrea, for being here. Thanks for all of you that stayed all the way through. That's amazing. That's wonderful. Yeah, happy 2018 to everybody. And as you're going through this process, if you're not in Coffee with the Universe, definitely come and join me in Coffee with the Universe and like share some of the, share some of like your words, share like what this brought on for you. Like we can definitely keep the conversation going over in the Coffee with the Universe group. So yay, awesome. Anybody else? I'll just keep, feel free to pop off, but if anybody else wants to stick around and has a question, definitely feel free to raise your hand, let me know. Yay, thank you, Selena. Thanks, Jessica. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Anne. It was so good to see all of you. We'll just see if there's anybody else. Looks like we're good. All right, ladies, just watch for the replay. Talk to you soon. Thank you. Cheers to a happy, successful 2018.